Okay, welcome to today's practice. We're going to be working on myofascial release today. Some people call it ball therapy. We're going to be using a ball, and we're also going to be using a scarf, or you can use a towel, tea towel, something like that. Um, so once you have them ready, you might like to just deep sigh, let your shoulders be heavy. And you can be seated in this Japanese Seiza style like I am, but if that doesn't work for your knees, just cross-legged. Ideally, hips are a little higher than knees, so you might use a block or something just to create a little bit of height, take pressure off the knees and also off the lumbar spine, so we can have that lumbar spine tall and straight. And today we're going to be exploring the muscles around our shoulders and the back of our neck, and maybe a little bit of hips as well. And just a slow exploration of trigger points or tightness in our body. When our muscles are overworked or fatigued, they quite often just hold this tension. And we're going to be looking for that tension. So we're actively looking for something that's a little bit uncomfortable. And hopefully we can, just by using our attention, our breath, maybe using the ball, we let go of that tension and just allow the messages in our body to flow a little more freely. We'll see how we go. No sense of fixing, just a sense of training our body to move energy, to use our attention to activate our body's healing capacity. All right, easy. Let's have a go. All right, we'll start today just by rolling the shoulders. And you might like to take a big shrug. This is using our levator scapulae muscle. And then letting go. Just become aware of what some of these muscles do. So lifting up, big shrug, shoulders towards ears, and then let it go. All right, now our trapezius muscle we use to rotate and draw back our shoulders. So it's a big triangular shaped muscle on the top of our shoulders, goes down the inside of the shoulder blades, in between shoulder blades and spine. So you might like to just curl your shoulder blades apart and then draw them in. Just get a sense for how this muscle feels today. Every day is different. Maybe one side feels a little more open than the other. You might even like to take hands behind the head and open, and then curl in. And slowly coming back up tall, and just letting the arms go. All right, let's come down onto our back. And we might start in our hips. So always before upper body, I like to make sure my lower body is grounded. My spine is heavy. So tuck your tailbone under. And you might like to start just with your own hands. Always good to use things that are with us always, and our knuckles are always with us. So this doesn't work for everyone. Maybe your knuckles are a little bit sensitive, so you can use the ball straight away if you like. But you might like to just slide the knuckles underneath and just gently let the weight of the leg roll on top. And we're looking for that big cushion right in the middle of your butt cheek. So inside the hip, above the sit bone, just have a little explore there and try and keep your spine really heavy. So we're not really using our spine as we do this. We're just using the weight of our leg. You might like to have your whole palm flat and just raise the knuckles up. Keep breathing. What we're doing is exploring this glute area, three different muscles that a little bit stack on top of one another, biggest muscles in the body. And just let your body sink into it. Spine stays heavy the whole time. Notice if there's any tension in your upper body, it might be in your jaw or your cheeks. What can you let go of right now? All right, now if you've just been using your hand like me, you might like to try the ball, just roll it underneath, keep that spine heavy. So some people might find this really intense, some people it's fine. Use your breath. And we're looking for that point where there's that kind of juicy, strong sensation. And just deep sigh. This one's good for me, so I'm just going to stay here for maybe 30, 40 seconds. And then just in your own time, you might switch, take a new breath in. I'm going a little higher up my pelvic bone. Give your body all the time it needs to sink into it. As I get over towards my hip with my knee externally rotated, I might find my piriformis muscle. Just notice how that one is bearing. Or I might go a little more towards the lumbar spine. Maybe I'll find my sacroiliac joint. Maybe, maybe not. Just keep that spine as heavy as you can. All right, if we found a nice juicy spot, we might like to add something to it just by lifting the leg and maybe straightening the leg. You decide what kind of movements might serve you. You might even take that foot across the opposite knee and sink into it. And as you're working into your glute, you might like to just roll chin to one side and then the other. We're just starting to get this sense of upper body just heavy, letting go of tension. So even though we're working our lower body, upper body is actively choosing that rest and digest mode. All right, if you've just been on one side like me, you might like to go to the other side, slide the ball out. Might start with my knuckles again. Won't be much to see on this side, that's okay. Just trust that your body knows where it needs attention. How do we know? Because of the feeling of discomfort, a message from our body that something is maybe not as balanced as it needs to be, or hasn't had enough rest. So for my body, I can really notice that this side is a lot easier, a lot more flowing energy, a lot less tension. And you might like to place the ball under as well. As you do this work, you might like to just listen to the breath. Maybe lifting the foot up, just like we did on the other side, and keep that leg really heavy. Might be real juicy now, that's okay. All right, when you're ready, let's slide that ball out. And we're going to draw our knees together, feet wide, flatten the spine. Just take a breath here. And then we'll drop both knees down to one side and then all the way across. And just using the weight of the legs. All right, let's get into upper body now. So we're going to start with our ball and bring it right into the center of the back of the neck. So you might tuck your chin a little bit. This is a point called a heavenly pillar, bladder number 10. A little bit of a double chin, just let the head be heavy. Spine is flat. I'm not trying to do anything, just using the weight of the head. Ball might slip down a little bit, use it as an opportunity to just tuck the chin a little more. And then when you're ready, let's take the ball out. And you might like to just roll side to side. All right, now we're going to do a gallbladder point called Feng Shi, the wind pool. So ball comes underneath one side, just right underneath the occipital bone. And you might have to hold it in place, it might pop out, but see how you go. Just let your chin drop towards the shoulder. And ball is right under that big bone, the hollow on the side of the neck. Take a few breaths here. Let your head be heavy. And then when you're ready, ball comes out, head comes down. You might like to, again, just windscreen wiper side to side. Notice the weight of your head. All right, let's try the other side. So placing the ball right underneath that occipital bone. You might have to hold it in place, just see how you go. Chin towards the shoulder. Big, deep sigh. Maybe one more breath. When you're ready, slide the ball out, let the head be heavy. Probably feels quite a bit heavier. Just notice that feeling in the body. Maybe today I will have more clarity, make better decisions, solve more problems. Maybe, maybe not. All right, using our ball again. This one's a little bit trickier. We're going to use it on our levator scapulae, that shrug muscle. So we want it to be right on top of the shoulder, and then just lift the shoulder. Try and keep your head heavy. And we want to be right on the top of the middle of your shoulder blade. And if you like, you can reach the arm in a few different directions. You might have to hold it there, just see how you go. So this is a point called heavenly rejuvenation. It's on our triple warmer meridian, number 15. Triple warmer regulates our body temperature. And you might like to just explore movements with your arm. Keep it heavy, keep the ball in place. Strong sensation. Just let the arm be really heavy, just hovering above the ground. And when you're ready, slowly bringing it out and noticing how that feels. And let's do the same on the other side. So ball right on top of the shoulder, and then we're keeping the head heavy, lift the shoulder up. We want to tuck the ball right under that top edge of the shoulder blade. And again, you might like to roll your arm in or up. Notice the difference from one side to the other. Let your arm really open out into that kind of open chicken wing feeling. Whole arm is heavy. And when you're ready, let's slide the ball out and we'll come back into a nice little rebound if you like. Take both hands palm up and roll the thumb out wide. This just takes you off your shoulder blades. Just notice the space across the upper back. Maybe breath deep in the belly, expanding. And let's try another one. Let's do our teres minor muscle. This is the one that we use when we extend our arm out, like if we're throwing a ball or something. So this time we want to be sort of behind the armpit. There's a natural hollow. Just tuck the ball in there. And you might take your arm out wide or you might turn the palm down. And if this feels like you want to go deeper, you might maybe even roll on top of that's quite intense. Keep your head as heavy as you can. You can move your arm freely if you like. Once we get to the side of our shoulder blade, we're in our infraspinatus. And then if we go a little further down, this is our subscapularis. So just explore without lifting the spine. Where is my energy blocked on this day? All right, when you're ready, let the ball come out. Feel the heaviness under that arm. And all right, let's go to the other side. So we're doing starting with our teres minor, that one just above the armpit. There's a natural hollow there, you'll be able to find it. And then roll the arm out so the ball's underneath. Let it be heavy. You might like to turn palm down, palm up. Deep sigh. And if you want to try moving down to those other muscles, infraspinatus and subscapularis, we're tracing down the outside of our shoulder blade. And when you're ready, Let's roll that ball out, take our arms wide again. You might like to reach them across the chest and then extend them out. Just feel that heaviness in the arms. Something has shifted. And one more time. Okay, we're going to do one more, and this is either side of our spine. So we'll take a little bit of time. Our rhomboid muscles run in between shoulder blades and spine. So just lift your body up and roll on top. And you might like to just sink into it. So head stays on the ground, tailbone stays on the ground. You might lift the tailbone, move the ball down. So stay in between the shoulder blade and the spine. You'll feel your heart very open, very vulnerable, exposed. That's okay. And just keep exploring any spot that might feel like you want to just breathe into the discomfort, strong sensation. All right, so I've just been doing my right side. I'm going to swap over to the left side of my spine, in between spine and shoulder blade. Working my way up, one vertebrae at a time, maybe. Or working my way down. Just let your body sensation guide you. And you might find just opening up a little bit of space in these rhomboid muscles, maybe. All right, when you're ready, whole body is going to come down, spine flat, arms by the side. Just take a moment, take a breath. We're going to roll onto the side of our body and just slowly press ourselves up. And might like to just let your head be heavy, even your arms. Just notice whatever has shifted. All right, we're going to finish today's practice with our scarf or towel, whatever you have is usually fine. And I'm just going to wrap it around my hands and take them across and behind. So sometimes people call these shoulder dislocates, which sounds very intense. Just go to whatever length your body will allow. So maybe it just lets you go behind the head and that's it. That's okay. We all have very different shoulder shape. And then we're going to bring the scarf behind the neck and just drop it right down to the CT where our thoracic spine meets our cervical spine. There's a big knobbly bit at the back. Can't really miss it. And we're just going to pull down and just nod our head. Big yes. And you might like to just explore by slowly working your way up the cervical spine. Quite subtle, this one. Pulling the scarf forward as I push back into it with my neck. Not trying to fix anything or manipulate anything. We're just using reciprocal tension. So pulling forward as I push back with my neck. And just listening to the body. Okay. So now we're going to take the scarf to the back of the head and just gently this time taking chin down towards the chest. Again, not pulling, just letting the sigh, let it sink in. Might not feel like you're moving at all. And we'll try that another time. Chin to chest. Follow the breath. And letting go. We're going to do a little bit of side work. It's going to look a bit strange. Take the scarf to one side. And this one, we're going to be pulling our hand this way and then pushing our head this way. So head might not actually move much at all, but just reciprocal tension again. Dr. Zeus had that push me, pull you thing. So maybe like that. Keep breathing. And then we'll go to the other side, same movement. So pushing the head opposite way that we're pulling. And one more breath. And letting go. All right, let's take the scarf behind the neck again. This time we're going to cross our hands over and switch. So we want to be turning towards our open side. So this hand is going to pull down while the other hand is going to pull across as we turn the chin. Big sigh, deep sigh. And then we'll come back. Let's go a little deeper maybe. You might try a different vertebrae of the cervical spine. Maybe one more time. And we'll come back through the center. Let's switch hands again. So we're turning towards the open side. Don't want to strangle ourselves. Big sigh. Chin towards shoulder. Not trying to get anywhere. Just looking for space. And we'll come back through the middle. Let's take our scarf down and just notice how the neck feels. Let's bring our attention to right on the tip of our nose, and we're just going to start with a really small circle size of a pea, and then slowly let it expand the size of a cherry, and then maybe a plum, an apricot, a peach, an apple, a mango, a cantaloupe, maybe even the size of a watermelon. And then when you're ready, just change direction and slowly start to reduce the size of the circles. And once you meet back in the center, Let's bring both hands together. And we're going to split our fingers into two V shapes. Bring them onto the side of the head. So one set of fingers in front of the ear, one behind, pushing in and up. Starting to slow down and flicking out. And you might like to bring palms together, as we always do, just acknowledging practice today. Every day is unique. And then we'll send gratitude to each other with a bow.